director, I tend to wear many hats. In general, we oversee the entire production really the same way that a captain of a ship steers the ship and is responsible for all the passengers and all the crew and everything else. So we begin by having the initial vision of how the show will look on stage, and we then steer both our crew and cast towards creating that picture for the audience. Typically I'm arriving early because I'll meet with other crew people, whether it's my technical director, to discuss things like set or lighting plots or line plots, set construction, or I'm meeting perhaps with wardrobe or our properties masters talking about what hand props are held by our cast, those sorts of things. Or I'll be meeting with a choreographer or musical director discussing what our evening's agenda is, what we hope to accomplish and how we'll do that. Then once cast has arrived, we'll go through either teaching music or teaching dance or blocking, meaning where we're plotting out the movement on the stage and learning lines.
I'm playing the role of Paulette, Elle's manicurist, hairdresser, and confidant. My job in the show is, is to perform. When I'm in rehearsals, I do my homework before I come in. I learn my lines as best I can. I try to come in with an idea of what's going to happen in the scene. I learn the music and the choreography when I'm in rehearsal, and listen to my choreographer or my director.
So the job of a choreographer is to coordinate all the movements that happen throughout the show for the main characters, your lead actors, and the chorus as well. And basically anytime there's music playing and people need to be dancing or changing formations, I'm responsible for all that sort of staging and blocking and choreography. Well, a lot of times you have an idea or a vision in your head, and then when you actually transpose it and teach the people that are going to be doing the show, it doesn't quite come clear, because when you have 40 bodies on stage, it's hard to envision that when you're just working independently in a studio prepping. And within community theater, it becomes a little bit of a challenge because a lot of times you're working with non-trained dancers, and so you have to get crafty with people who are maybe new to dance and haven't learned or have the vocabulary or the background in it.
And work with Liam, and I'm going to do the girl part right now. Girls, get up on this part.
It takes a lot of watching the Broadway musical on the computer repeatedly, over and over again. A lot of stop, start, pause. I literally wrote down every costume I saw in the Broadway musical and decided that it was going to be my mission to try and make it the same as I could. Some of the scenes are really specialized. There's UCLA colors you have to find, there's Harvard colors you have to find, and marching band costumes and cheerleading costumes, so you can't just buy those somewhere. You have to decide how best to make those, imitating that. Elle herself has, I think, 19 costume changes. So just that in itself, trying to find as many pink things as possible, that's a challenge as well. I have a team, so what we do is we come on Mondays and Thursdays and we cut out some patterns and send them home with everybody. So mostly everybody's doing some sewing projects at home.
Got to come up with a vision, that the director agrees to. And I have to keep in mind, being an amateur group, I don't have full-time carpenters. I was a trained carpenter, but I'm a stage carpenter, but I'm the only one. So you're teaching these guys, so I got to keep in mind stuff that we're capable of building and doing with the crew I have here. Well, we got some volunteer carpenters, volunteer painters. I have a lady that's the head of the painting crew. We have the lighting people, the sound people, and guys that work the show at the theater. So it's basically the whole crew that's down here. They usually work 1 or 2 nights a week, the crew.
technical director oversees the technical department, which would include all audio, all lighting, set design, the stage manager, set construction, and all props and properties. Probably the biggest challenge is communicating between all the different departments. The technical department comprises approximately 40 volunteers amongst 6 or 7 different departments, and I need to be sure that they're all working together, and we have a seamless production creation so that we don't do things at the same time and not know it. I communicate with all the individuals and with schedules. I also plan and oversee moving into the theater and the entire production from the technical side of it, making sure that we have that everything is put up. We have a schedule. We have 3 days or 2 days to move in, and I need to make sure that we're ready for the cast when they show up in 3 days' time.
As a director, you recognize that theater is a collaborative effort, so it's always the work of many people coming together, and so we share that responsibility and that reward at the end to know that we, as a group, put that together and give that to our audience.